Guys, let's get into this. If you guys have not heard, Casey, Puff Daddy's former artist, is suing him for $30 million. The lawsuit was just revealed on social media now. So basically, this article says that Casey files a $30 million lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of blank and blank. She says not long after she met him in 2005, when she was 19, he began a pattern of control and abuse that included plying her with drugs and beating her. Y'all, now we heard the rumors over the years, but let's really get into it. I do have some articles or some of the information from the lawsuit coming up. So it says a few years ago, into Ms. Ventura's relationship with Mr. Combs, the suit says he began coercing her to engage in a fantasy of his called voyeurism, in which she was directed to have blank with a succession of male prostitutes while Mr. Combs watched. He also took pictures and shot videos out while he pleased himself as well. Now, according to the suit, Mr. Combs called these encounters freak-offs, which involved costumes like masquerade masks and lingerie. They continued for years, taking place at high-end hotels across the U.S. and in Mr. Combs' home. Now, the suit says that he instructed Ms. Ventura to search the websites of escort services to procure male workers, okay? And you guys can pause this to read more, but I do have rest of the suit coming up as well, and I want you guys to get in those comments and tell me what you think about this as well. So in one example, the suit says that doing a freak off at a Los Angeles hotel in 2016, an intoxicated Mr. Combs punched Ms. Ventura in the face, giving her a black eye. He fell asleep and she tried to leave the room, but Mr. Combs woke up and followed her into the hallway, where he threw glass vases at her, sending glass shattering throughout the whole hallway, basically, according to the court filing. Now, the hotel security cameras captured this incident, but the suit says that Mr. Combs paid the hotel $50,000 for the footage. The court filing says that in 2018, after Mr. Combs and Mrs. Ventura met for dinner, he forced himself into her apartment, and you can imagine what he did. And while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. Now, after the suit says she left him for good, Ms. Ventura married Alex Fine. She had a couple of children with him, and according to her plan, her association with Bad Boy ended in 2019. Now, Ms. Ventura's case, like other recent cases similar to this, are being brought under the Adult Survivors Act, a New York law that allows people who say they were victims of this type of crime to file civil suits after the statute of limitations has expired. The 1-year window to bring cases under this law ends next week. That law is cited in Ms. Ventura's complaint, and in her statement she addressed its importance. With the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act fast approaching, she said, it became clear that this was an opportunity to speak up about the trauma I have experienced and that I will be recovering for the rest of my life. Guys, I don't know, guys. This is crazy. This is heating up, and it just makes me think about Kim Porter. You know, what did P. Diddy, send her through? There's some rumors out about that. But also, I do have feedback from the public. Let's see what people are saying. You can read this comment coming up next. It says, so years ago, when these rumors were circulating about Diddy pulling out Casey's hair, and that's why she shaved it, is it true? I can't only help but think the broken nose story regarding Kim Porter is true, where he flew a surgeon out to fix it. And let's not also forget about that girl Aubrey. I'm not sure if her name is Aubrey Day, but she was also a former artist of Puff Daddy. She was in that group. I can't think of the group, guys. You guys put the name of the group down in the comments. But she came out and spoke out against him. And Kid Cudi supposedly is agreeing with Casey. He's saying yeah, what she's saying is true. So justice for Casey, guys.
Somebody would want to fire somebody.
Can you give us a little more?
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
Mm-hmm. And were other girls doing?
I was the only one that was in those types of positions.
Wow. When you look back on that, how does that make you feel?
You know, I have such a love-hate with it all because I don't think I would have been able to be so successful in so many other areas had I not been trained under Diddy. He was the hardest person that you can work for, and it was torture. And not the work part of it, but the other stuff. Mind games, like just all the girls were so divided, and the men and the people running it had their hands in it, moving everything. There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of lies. There was a lot of, you know, when you're young and impressionable, and we understand our beauty as women through the eyes of the people observing us. Well, who's observing us? Men. So we learn our beauty through a man's eye, which is very subjective. So it's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around, and that was very traumatic. I don't think any of us have healed from that. Diddy would be like, "You're not hot anymore. Like, what happened? You don't have anything, like, you don't have any curves. You're looking like you're not looking like, I can't get people to think that you're my good looking person." And there was no Me Too at that time. There was no protecting anyone at that time. You saw